Hey YouTubers, when you own the world's largest tarantula, you need to feed it, not the world's largest food, but you need to feed it big food, and crickets just aren't up to the scratch. So what I feed Lottie, my Theraphosa sturmey, is these. Voila! Now these are Madagascan hissing cockroaches. And they grow to a inch and a half, I don't know, pretty bloody big. But for a spider to eat one of them, that is a nice juicy meal. And the problem with crickets is they're small, even if you get the big ones. She's got to get about 5 in her mouth before she starts sucking their juices out, you know what I mean? But I had a bit of luck with my Madagascan hissing cockroaches. If you got them in a nice place and they're enjoying themselves, they have sex. And then when they have sex, they make little baby Madagascan hissing cockroaches, but they don't hiss at this sort of stage yet. So these are about a week old, these Madagascan hissing cockroaches. I plucked them all out of the big cage. Yeah, the big ones don't live in that little pot, by the way. I just took them out just to show you. Now you get some little runts, not cunts, runts. The ones that are on their backs, they'd probably just die. I got 30 odd, 40 in this batch here, but they won't all live. Natural selection. So I got myself a little cage, a little tank. I got some bottle tops for the food, and I feed it a good probiotic food, yes. And then a little water thing, water dish, and voila, there we go. And I got a bit of an envelope or a bit of paper, just did like a zigzag thing for the Highlander little critters. But yeah, I've probably got too much water in here and they're drowned, really, because they are only small. But it's a learning curve. We're just seeing what's going on. It's free food. I'm getting food from the food. It's a win-win situation. So we just tap all these in like this. Now, don't be scared. They are cockroaches. They can survive a nuclear blast. Probably. Well, they can survive a week or 3 weeks without their head. If you cut it off. Not that I've tried, but I've heard. Now, the ones on their backs, I'll try and give them helping hand, you know what I mean? While I'm here, while I'm in the vicinity, I'll try and help them out. Give them a fighting chance. But when I enter and they're going to fall on their back and they can't get over, they're going to die. The brown bread. Dead. There's another one. Now you got to have a real steady hand to do that. And that's not what I've got. Anyway, let's see what these critters look like in 3 weeks' time. So YouTubers, it has been 3 weeks later. And what have we got to offer? Let's see how big these bad boys are. Let's move that. Maybe, oh, got some big ones. And I'll be honest, they're fast. Aye, they be fast. They be running fast like little cockroaches. Yeah, until they get their bulk up. Another thing, they don't hiss yet. So they're 4 or 5 weeks old, some of these hissing cockroaches. These two in particular are 4 or 5 weeks old. But they don't hiss yet. So I wonder how many weeks old they have to be, or how old they have to be till they start getting their hiss. Ooh. A bit too far in figures. So yeah, they're doing well. And it's a freebie, really. It's a freebie. What am I feeding them? Well, I'll tell you what I'm feeding them. I'm feeding them mealworms, crushed up. I crush them up in my fingers. That's right. I'm not afraid to get mealwormy fingers. Nah. Oh, look at him. He's got a lot of going in, hasn't he? That other one's drinking because I just put their water out. So yeah. So what am I all doing this for? What's your message, guy? What is your message? Well, I'll tell you. What my message is my tarantula foods making food, which is a win-win situation. Okay, it may take one whole year until they reach adulthood, but if I ain't got to do a lot, it's a win-win. Fast on their legs, aren't they, the little fuckers? Yeah, you don't want to drop these. Oh, well, you want to get in quick. Oh dear. Oh, God. So if you're looking to rear Madagascan hissing cockroaches, then I suggest you don't watch this video for any input. Because I started with 40 odd and I've probably got about 20. I don't know. I know it's natural selection and all that, but still, it's nothing I've done wrong. You just get a lot of runs. A lot of runs. Shall we see what it's all for? Here's when I fed her earlier. Yeah. So that is her devouring a Madagascan hissing cockroach. She's thinking, about effing time, Gizzy. I wanted a decent effing meal. And look at all that oozing intestines or whatever it is coming out of that cockroach. She is loving it. The cockroach, on the other hand, I bet I have the cockroach police on the back. The YouTube cockroach police. You can't do that. Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you meant to do then? What are you gonna feed them? Yeah, Madagascan hissing cockroaches. Yes, it's gonna cost me a fraction of what crickets cost, because crickets don't live long. They're a pain in the ass. But Madagascan hissing cockroaches, on the other hand, well, you can see how happy she is. You good girl, lot. She good girl. If you've enjoyed watching this or learnt something, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Ta-da for now. Gizzy Green Fingers.